Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really fascinating new study that asks a pretty surprising question. Could a traditional martial art, of all things, actually hold the key to better health for older adults, even those living with Parkinson's disease?
So let's just jump right in with the big question these researchers were trying to answer. Look, we all know exercise is crucial, right? But the idea here is, could this one specific ancient practice offer a unique mix of benefits that you just can't get from a typical gym class?
You know, finding the perfect exercise program is a huge challenge. It's got to tick all the boxes. I mean, it obviously needs to have physical benefits, but it also has to be engaging, something you actually want to do, and something that connects you with other people. That's a tall order, especially when you're managing a long-term health condition. And this is where the study proposes a really interesting kind of unlikely hero. Not some new high-tech machine, not a new medication, but the Korean martial art of Taekwondo. The researchers had a hunch that its unique structure might just be a perfect fit. Now, here's what's so cool about Taekwondo. It isn't just about physical power. A huge part of it is something called pumse. Think of these as choreographed patterns of kicks, blocks, and punches. To learn them, you have to use your memory, you have to coordinate your body. It's a powerful mental workout, kind of like learning a complex dance routine.
And then there's this other totally unique element, the key hop. That's the powerful shout you hear when someone does a move. And let me tell you, it's not just for show. It's a real technique that helps generate force, stabilizes your core, and even builds confidence. For folks with Parkinson's, that vocal piece might actually help kickstart a movement.
So when you put it all together, what do you get? You see, Taekwondo isn't just one thing. It's like this whole toolkit in one package. You've got balance challenges, complex movements, and using external cues like hitting a target, which we know helps motor skills. Throw in a motivating belt system and a fun group setting, and you've got this incredible, multi-layered program. Okay, so that's the theory. But how did the researchers actually put it to the test? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the study's design and see how this all played out in the real world.
All right, so who was in this study? The team recruited a small group, just 14 adults, who were living in their own homes. 10 of them were older adults without Parkinson's, and 4 were folks with mild to moderate Parkinson's. And get this, the average age was 70 years old. So this was a direct test on the exact population they hoped to help.
And here's how they set it all up. Everybody got tested at the beginning, a baseline. Then, they did 8 weeks of Taekwondo training twice a week. They were tested again right after that, and, this is the really important part, they were tested again 6 months later to see if the benefits actually stuck around for the long haul.
Okay, this is the moment we've been waiting for. What did they actually find? Well, for a small pilot study, the results were incredibly promising, starting with 2 of the most basic but important questions. Would people even show up? And was it safe?
While the answer to that first question was a huge, resounding yes. Check this out. A 96% average attendance rate. Now, to put that in perspective, a lot of community exercise programs really struggle to keep people coming back. This number shows the classes weren't just possible. People were genuinely engaged and wanted to be there.
And just as importantly, was it safe? Absolutely. Across the entire 8-week program, there were 0 serious injuries or problems. They reported just 4 minor things, like a bit of temporary knee pain or feeling lightheaded, but nothing that stopped anyone from coming back. Okay, so people showed up and it was safe. But did it work? Let's talk physical benefits. One test measured how fast people could stand up from a chair 5 times. And not only did they get faster right after the training, what's really amazing is that they were even faster 6 months down the road. That suggests the training built a real foundation for lasting improvement. But maybe the biggest wow moment came from looking at walking speed. Now, both groups got faster, which is great, but the improvement for the participants with Parkinson's disease was just dramatically bigger right after the program. For a condition that directly impacts walking, that is a really, really powerful finding. You know, data is one thing, but what did the people actually think about it? The feedback from the participants themselves really brings the story to life. They didn't just see it as a workout, they said it was enjoyable, that it was motivating, and that it was a real mental challenge, too.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Why is Taekwondo so effective? What's actually happening in the body and the brain that's leading to these results? Well, the science points to a few powerful things all working together. It all comes down to what's happening inside the brain. When you kick a target, it forces your brain to focus on something external, which we know helps you learn movements better.
The mix of heart-pumping exercise and complex patterns can actually promote neuroplasticity. That's the brain's amazing ability to rewire itself. And practicing those PUM safe forms, that's classic dual-task training, forcing you to think and move at the same time. And yeah, even that key hop shout helps boost the power of your movements.
And this is really cool. When you look at the bigger picture and compare Taekwondo to other programs that work, you see how special it is. It's got the high-intensity big movements you see in boxing for Parkinson's. It has the rhythm and coordination of something like Tango, and it has the balance challenges of Tai Chi. But the thing is, Taekwondo kind of rolls all of that into one single structured activity.
Okay, this is all fantastic, but could this actually work on a bigger scale? I mean, is it practical? Well, that's where this story gets really, really exciting. According to one estimate, there are roughly 44,000 martial arts schools just in the United States alone. That's a massive, already existing network.
And here's the kicker. Think about it. Most of these studios are packed with kids' classes in the afternoons and evenings. But during the school day, they're often empty. This creates a huge, untapped opportunity to use these spaces and their expert instructors for adult and senior programs.
And that leaves us with this incredible thought to wrap things up. What if the best solution for accessible, fun, and science-backed exercise for our aging communities isn't some new thing we have to build from scratch, but something that's already hiding in plain sight, right in your own neighborhood?